Reimagine to redesign. Gather all the old decor you can find. Let your imagination be your guide. Tune into Angie's YouTube channel for a little inspiration. Create your own unique design. Now you can reimagine to redesign.
Hi friends, thanks so much for joining me today. I want to begin by saying that I'm praying for all the people who have been adversely affected during this winter storm that's kind of swept the nation, or a majority of the nation, this last week. We've just had some really cold temperatures that we're not used to, and ice. We've got ice. It's finally starting to melt now because our temperatures are warming up, but we've had ice with a little bit of snow on top. And I'm not sure you've ever been in Texas in the winter to see us drive on ice and snow, but we don't know how to do it. So we've just really been staying in, but we have not lost our power at all. And I know there are so many people who have. So I challenge you to also remember them in your prayers as they're going through a hard time. And we just all pray they get that restored as soon as possible. I've got some good things planned for this video. We are going to do a little bit in the kitchen and the dining table, and then a little special treat at the end. I think I told you after Christmas, I was just like, oh dear, I just don't want, yes, this is the Valentine video and the dog wants to kiss me. I just was like, so tired of red and everything. So I just really toned everything down, and I'm trying to be a good girl and not buy too much, because we don't, any of us need to be buying too much. Shop your house, shop your cupboards, trade with a friend. My mom and I used to do that all the time. And so anyway, I just thank you again very much. If you enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to Reimagine to Redesign. Okay, we're going to do the dining table. And I already put the pad and a white tablecloth on. Now, this is a round tablecloth, a small round tablecloth. I think this one is 70 maybe. And I just spread it on top. The corners are white. I realize it doesn't cover everything. I wanted there to be a little pop of white. I started to kind of wrinkle it up in the middle, which I do a lot, very often, but I decided not to do that for this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the plates on, and this is not real formal what I'm doing for the dining table. This is for when our friends come over, and I just wanted to have a little Valentine's to share with them. Okay. These are some plates that I recently got at Home Goods, and I think they were $5.99 a piece. They might have been $7.99, but I bought 4 of those. These are some placemats that were my mom's. One of my goals for Valentine's Day, and really I think it's going to be my goal for the year, because I would like to have some new living room furniture. I'm going to try to buy as little home decor as I possibly can. And yes, my husband got that live in Memorex. If you know that, then that's funny. Okay, so I'm going to take these. These were my mom's. I'm just going to turn them over and use just the red side. And, you know, as I've told you before, usually we just have one couple at a time. But so I usually just buy 4 of everything so we can sit across from each other at this table. However, if I do invite, you know, an extra couple, then I don't worry about that. I just put something totally different that blends on each end of the table. Okay, so I'm going to use my white plates with this. I'm not going to put a plate charger because I'm kind of putting a lot in the center of the table. And I'm going to take, these are kind of off-white, but I'm going to take these and put these on the plate and put the little salad plate on top of that. Okay, this is a lantern I've shown you many times before. I don't keep it out all the time because I like to use it for Christmas and special occasions, but it's a lantern I got it at home many years ago. Right now I've got a crystal candle holder inside, and I've got a small rose bowl with a battery operated candle, and I'll go ahead and turn that on. You don't always have to have a candle that fits that. I do have one, but I wanted to add, since this has rhinestones on it and since it's Valentine's Day, I just thought it would be real pretty to put. I've also before I've put a vase in there with a single rose in it, and that looks really pretty too. But so if you have a lantern that looks anything like this, you might try that. It's a little different look. Just take a vase and put a single rose in it. And like I said, that looks beautiful. Take a candle that you've already got. Shop your home. You can kind of move things around just a little bit so that you can use things just in your living room and your kitchen and dining area just for the Valentine's Day or whatever holiday. Now, these are some tulips, and these are the real field tulips. They're very waxy feeling. They are beautiful. I love them. I also have these in white that I use in the spring and the summer. But I bought 2 dozen of these, and I don't remember how much they are. I think they were $14.99 a dozen. Amazon is where I purchased these. This is one of my larger rose bowls, and it has a wider mouth on it, and I really use this one a lot because you can get a larger candle down in there. But for this time, I'm going to take it and put it right here, And I didn't use all my tulips because I wanted you to see how they come packaged. They come packaged beautifully, and they're flat out like that, and they put all 24 of them in here. And so what I did, as you know, tulips kind of they droop just a little bit. That's what you want them to do. And so this is a rose bowl is shallow enough that sometimes when you put them down in there, and I didn't want to use all of them because I wanted you to see it, they're gonna lean out a little bit too much. So for these, I just took a zip tie and used, because I'm going to use some more of these someplace else. Excuse me. And so, and I just bent a few of them down. And I did have to cut some of the stems off the bottom because I wanted them to, you know, if you don't, then they're still going to kind of be all wonky and lean the wrong way. Okay, so we're going to put these back over here. And then I've got this swan. I robbed this from another room and just moved a little candle in its place. And I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to put a bow. I am not a huge bow person. I think I'm going to use a different color. Let's see which one of these looks better with these plates and these flowers. I think this light pink does. I'm not a huge bow person. I love it when other people use them, and then I put them on my stuff and I'm like, oh, I don't know. And it's not because I'm not a girly girl. I am a girly girl. But I just don't think, I don't know. I guess I don't think I do it well. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna tie a bow around its neck right here. I'd like to have, she said right after she said she wasn't going to buy anything, that I'd like to have one of those swans that is open right here that you can put flowers in. I think I have a little swan that used to be my mama's that I use at Easter, and it's small, but I think I have one of those. I'll pull that out at Easter. All right, now that would probably be prettier if the tails on it were a little bit longer, but we're going to leave it like that for right now. That's probably why I don't like bows, right? Does that look goofy? I don't think so. I think it looks pretty. Okay, years ago, I got these as napkin rings at Pier 1. And I seems like I lost one of them and I didn't know what happened to it. And so at Christmas, I happened to see them at Hobby Lobby. So I bought a few more because they were the same size. And so I'm going to take 3 of those and put those right there. I think that looks so cute. I'm going to move that just a little bit over, and I'm going to put that great big stone. Got that stone at Hobby Lobby. And then these are 3 more little stones, and I'm going to put those down here. I have a thing about 3s, so I'm putting 1 stone inside the ring and the other 2 out like this. Okay, and that's all I'm going to do. I mean, of course, you could go on and put the wine glasses and the flatware out on the table, but for just every day, this is what I leave out. I call it a candy jar or a confection jar. You usually buy them in glass, and I usually break them. So this one is very inexpensive plastic that I got from Dollar Tree or Dollar General, but it was not expensive, and it might have been $10, $8, but I love it because it has the look of glass, but it's not, and I can't mess it up. Now these are glass. These are little Princess House. I don't if anybody remembers Princess House. These are Princess House things. I think I've said that to my audience before, and some people were saying, "Yes, I remember Princess House." It used to be something you sold in homes to your friends. I'm going to put 2 of these in the bottom of this. I'm turning them upside down so that no candy will go inside. And I am going to empty 1 bag. This takes up a little room so that you don't have to have quite as much candy. Whoops. Okay, all right. And I'm going to go ahead and open this one also. Okay, and I'm just going to leave that there because I'm going to put it someplace else. And there's this one. I'm just going to kind of do this in layers because I want it to be. Okay. I'm just going to do this kind of in layers and kind of stir it around a little bit while I'm doing it because I want to do pink and silver and red in this one. These kisses have fudge in the middle. Yummy. Chocolate wrapped chocolates. Okay. I might should have put a little jar in the bottom of that. This is actually pashmina, and I do love to wear this in the spring, and my husband got me a beautiful white wool coat for Christmas, and I think it'll be real pretty with that. But for the purposes of decorating, we're going to use it right here, and we're just going to kind of squinch it a little bit. And I'm going to take this cake plate. Now this dome actually goes on a wood cake plate, but I'm going to use it on this white cake plate right here. And I'm going to place some little flowers. Uh-oh. I'm going to put this down in the middle to add a little more greenery there, maybe make it pop a little more. And then put this right there on top. Is that a good angle on those? Okay. And then I've got this. This belonged to my mama. And I'm just going to take this. It actually is a little more peachy than it is pink, but there are peach roses. So we're going to put that there. We're going to put this little vase of roses, this little bowl of roses right here. And I'm sorry, it goes on this. And then, no, that's not right.
Because it's even with the other flowers.
Right. I'm trying to decide. How did I do this?
Those go up on the top one.
Yeah, okay.
And then the candle underneath.
And I do this a lot. I put candles in these little tea candles in my rose bowls. And these are just crystal candle holders that I got at Home Goods. This one is flat right here, and you can put a pillar candle on it, or you can put a taper on this side. And that was very inexpensive, less than $10. I've had that for several years, but they have things like that all the time. And this one is the same way. You can put a pillar on one end and a taper on the other end. And that's all I'm going to do right here. I think that the simplicity of all that red and pink.
design.